last class, we had seen the life of Abraham Lincoln and his presidency, his struggles to prevent the practice of slavery. And today we are going to see Abraham Lincoln's letter to his son's teacher, in which he entrusts his son's teacher to make his son a responsible citizen and to make his son a better human being. So you may please take page number 41. My son starts school today. It is all going to be strange and new to him for a while, and I wish you would treat him gently. So he writes the letter to his teacher that his son is going to start the schooling, and he is asking his son's teacher to treat his son very gently. It is an adventure that might take him across continents. It is an adventure. What is an adventure? Education or schooling. It is an adventure which takes him to different places, continents, to different places. All adventures that probably includes wars, tragedy and sorrow. What is the speciality of the adventure? Adventure, it is not something very easy journey. There you have to struggle a lot. You have to take so much pain. You have to take so much sorrows. That is adventure. Then only it can be called adventure. So education or schooling is an adventure which can take his son to different continents, and this adventure, it includes many painful situations, tragedies, wars, sorrows. But you have to teach his son. He is asking to his son's teacher that the teacher should teach his son to make that adventure a successful one, even though it includes the tragedies, wars and sorrows. To live this life will require faith, love and courage. In order to live the life that is given by God, what all are the things required according to Abraham Lincoln? Faith, love and courage. These three things are very important, and he is asking his son's teacher to teach his son the value of faith, love and courage to his son. In the next paragraph, Abraham Lincoln is asking his son's teacher how to teach his child, his son. So, dear teacher, will you please take him by his hand and teach him things he will love to know teaching. So, dear teacher, will you please take him by his hand and teach him things he will have to know, teaching him but gently. If you can teach him that for every enemy. So, dear teacher, will you please take him by his hand and teach him things he will have to know, teaching him but gently. So, he is saying that take a gentle touch. Take him by his hand. The touch has got many meanings. The touch, the close relation between the teacher and the student. So take him in his hand and teach him very gently. And what all are the things he has to know that we will see now. If you can teach him that for every enemy there is a friend. He will have to know that all men are not just, that all men are not true. Don't believe in all the people. There are some crooked fellows. Some villains are there. Some enemies are there. So all people are not just. There are some people who may cheat my child. So you have to, he is saying to his son's teacher that he has to teach. There are not only just people, other people also are there. That all men are not true. But teach him also that for every villain there is a hero. That for every crooked politician there is a dedicated leader. So that is the things he is saying to his son's teacher, that there are contradictories, opposite realities. You just observe the nature day and night. Both realities exist, black and white. The same way, villains and heroes are there. So don't worry. If you have any enemy, teach my son that for every enemy there is a friend. not only enemies are existing in the world, but there are good friends. Not only villains are existing, but there are heroes also. Not only the crooked politicians are existing, but there are good and dedicated leaders also exist. So teach my child that both realities, opposite realities exist. Villain and hero, friend and enemy, crooked politician and a dedicated leader. So teach him not only the good people exist, but also bad people. So not all the people are just, all men are not true. There are some bad people also. Teach my child about that. What will happen if he believes all the people? Then the son may be cheated. That is why Abraham Lincoln is asking his teacher to teach his son some life lessons. Teach him, if you can, that 10 cents gain is of far more value than a dollar found. You should understand the difference between dollar and 10 cents. 10 cents is cheaper than $1. Just like 10 rupees and 100 rupees note. Dollar is standing in the position of 100 rupees note and 10 cents standing there in the 10 rupees note. Lot of difference. 10 cents and $1. He is saying that if my son attains 10 cents by working hard through his hard work, then that is something very good. Rather than getting or founding $1 or as a gift from someone else. We may think that okay, the money which we get from others by cheating or by as a gift is something great value. But according to Abraham Lincoln, the money which we make through our hard work, it has what? More value. The money which we make may be comparatively very less, 10 cents, but it has got more value than the $1 which was gifted by our parents and which may be cheated, which we got through cheating our friends. So according to Abraham Lincoln, the money or the things that we achieve through our hard work, that is more important than the things that we achieve through cheating or getting as a gift from others. This paragraph in a way it speaks about leading a life with honesty, not by cheating. And next lines if you go through, in school, teacher, it is far more honorable to fail than to cheat. You know better than me. There are many people, many students, even some among you, they cheat during the exams. Actually, you are not doing anything for your betterment. If you are cheating in the exams, copying in the exams, according to Abraham Lincoln, it is honorable, it is something good to fail in the exam rather than cheating during the exam. Why? By cheating the exam or by copying, that won't give any gain to the students. You just imagine that suppose that person is caught by the teacher, then his all character is revealed to the school, and after that no one may be bothered about that student, the one who is copying, and he may get a title that that person is a cheater. He is not a person whom we can trust. So according to Abraham Lincoln, it is better to fail rather than cheating during the exams or copying. Honorable to fail. Honorable, it is something very great. Honorable to fail rather than cheating. Teach him to learn how to gracefully lose and enjoy winning when he does win. Sometimes in our life, don't think that our life is a successful one always. Sometimes there may be failures in our life. Maybe in our career, in our job opportunities, in our family life, in our schooling, sometimes failures may come. That time, Abraham Lincoln is saying to his son's teacher that teach him how to gracefully lose. Gracefully means in a graceful manner or dignified manner, not worrying about the failure, but hoping that next time we will surely get. So such a kind of attitude should be there towards our failure. And at the same time, the person should enjoy the winning when he win something. When he does win, so he must enjoy the winning, according to Abraham Lincoln. Next paragraph. Teach him to be gentle with the people, tough with the tough people. How to treat other people. Gentle with the people, but at the same time, tough with the tough people. Why? If you are gentle with the tough people, they may exploit. So, tough with the tough people. Steer him away from envy. Steer him means guide him away. Guide him away from envy. Envy means a kind of jealousy, to just thinking to get what others are having, wanting to become something others are having and others' position. Such a kind of envy or jealousy should not be there in my child, according to Abraham Lincoln. Steer him away from envy. If you can, and teach him the secret of quiet laughter. Laughter means laughing. How to laugh? Teach him the secret of laughing. Laughing always gives pleasure to the mind. It makes a person very happy. A relaxation is given to our mind. So Abraham Lincoln is asking his teacher, his son's teacher, to teach his son the secret of laughing. Teach him, if you can, how to laugh when he is sad. Teach him there is no shame in tears. So when he is sad, teach him to laugh. There is no shame in tears. If he wants to cry, let him cry, and teach him that that is not something bad. Don't feel shy about crying. Teach him there can be glory in failure and despair in success. Glory in failure. How can you say that there should be a glory in failure? For example, two friends are fighting with each other, and in between the fight, one thinks that if I surrender to him, then this fight will over. But actually that is a failure to my life. Then also he just surrenders to other person. Actually, who wins here? The person surrenders, because he only brought an end to the fight. So there will be glory in the failure. Sometimes we have to fail. Sometimes we have to fail in front of our parents, in front of our friends, in front of our relatives. Why? In order to avoid certain conflicts and in order to make some kind of good outcome. And sometimes he says, Abraham Lincoln says that sometimes there will be despair in success. Even though we are successful, there will be despair. Despair means the absence of hope, the complete loss. And that also I can give one example. Two are fighting with each other and no one is ready to surrender, and one wins the fight, and actually he wins the fight, but that friendship is gone. The friendship is no more. And then teach him to scoff at cynics. Scoff at cynics means consider the unimportant things as unimportant. Avoid such a kind of unimportant things. There may be so many comments you may hear from your friends about you, some bad comments. You just leave. You need not to bother about that one. Many come and complain to the teachers. He is making fun of me and he is saying something about me. Just leave. Consider unimportant as unimportant. You need not to bother about such kind of things. That is the things Abraham Lincoln, he wants his son to learn. So this paragraph, we can understand that how to treat other people. Just deal with the good people in a good manner, tough with the tough people, and teach or learn about the secret of laughing and even laugh at the sad things. And then he asked his son's teacher to teach his son there will be glory in failure and despair in sorrow. Next paragraph. Teach him, if you can, the wonders of books, but also give him time to ponder the extreme mystery of birds in the sky, bees in the sun, and the flowers on green hill. So we have to learn from our books. You have to read a lot of books, the theoretical knowledge. Abraham Lincoln says that how to teach my son to read books, have some theoretical knowledge, but at the same time he should ponder the extreme mystery. Ponder means think about and watch the extreme mystery, the secrets of birds in the sky, bees in the sun, and the flowers in the green hill. So that means the son, he should have enough knowledge about the nature around him. He should develop a love towards the environment around him. So that must be the attitude of his son. Not only the theoretical knowledge, the things he learned from the books, but he should learn from the nature also. He should study something from the nature. And he is asking, Abraham Lincoln is asking his son's teacher to teach him that my son should learn from the books, at the same time he should observe the nature and learn from the nature. Teach him to have faith in his own ideas, even if everyone tells him they are wrong. Self-confidence, believing in his own ideas. That is the concept revealed by Abraham Lincoln here. Maybe others may be saying that you are wrong. At the same time, if we are sure about our ideas and our concept, then we should stand with our ideas. That is the thing he teaches his son. That is, teach him to have faith in his own ideas, even though others may say that it is wrong. Self-confidence. Believe in ourselves. Believe in oneself. The next paragraph, it is just a continuation to the last paragraph. That means we had seen Abraham Lincoln is saying to his son's teacher that teach my son regarding the believing in oneself, one's own ideas. The same way he says, try to give my son the strength not to follow the crowd when everyone else is doing it. The modern trend is right now. Once the politician says something, many people are following. Some religious leaders are saying something, many are ready to follow, not using their intellectual capacity. Even you may be following and you may be doing the same thing. Just following the leader and the crowd, and we do not have any identity. If you are following a crowd, do you think you have got an identity? No identity. You are just a one person in that crowd. That is your identity. Your personal identity won't be there. But here Abraham Lincoln is saying that don't follow the crowd. And when everyone follows, that is the normal policy. So they all are doing, so I am also doing. That is our normally our excuse to any issues. They did, so I also did. Don't say that one. If you have got self-identity, stand with your reasons. Don't say that others are doing. Then that means that you are not having any identity. So develop self-identity and don't follow the crowd. You develop your own identity and use your reasoning, your intellectual capacities. Teach him to listen to everyone, but teach him also to filter all that he hears on screen of truth and take only the good that comes through. In our life, we hear many things from others. Sometimes good things, sometimes bad things. Here, just listen to all the things. But one more thing we should do. Filter, purify, filter all the things that we hear where on a screen of truth. By using the screen of truth, you just filter all the things, then find out the good things. But normally what happens to us, we just listen to others and just imitate, copy. That is why we just follow the crowd. Don't do that too. Just listen to all. Okay, if you have a political leader, if you have a religious leader, you just listen to him. But don't copy the things that he said. But instead of that, you just filter the things that you heard. In the same speech, you can notice some bad things, some good things. You take only the good elements and the bad things you just skip. That is the thing Abraham Lincoln says to his son's teacher. Don't follow the crowd, keep the self-identity, listen to everyone, and after listening that one, then filter on the screen of truth and find out only the good things and avoid the bad things in our life. Teach him to sell his talents and brains to the highest bidder, but never put a price tag on his heart and soul. Bidder means the one who pays highly. Abraham Lincoln asked his son's teacher that teach his son to sell his brain, his intellectual capacities and the reasons, his abilities, talents, to sell that to the highest bidder. That means the person who pays at the maximum. Don't waste his talents for the improper things. You just teach him to sell his brain and the intellectual capacities, the work he is selecting, to the highest bidder. That means the person who can pay the highest amount. When he applies for a job, don't apply for such a kind of foolish jobs, but to the highest bidder, the one who can pay better, the highest amount. But at the same time, he has to keep one thing in his mind. That is, but never put a price tag on his heart and soul. What is the meaning of that one? His emotion, his souls, his heart. Don't put a price tag. If you are having a price tag on our heart and our soul, what will happen? Then we will think by doing something to our parents or our friends, then we may think, what is the benefit of doing that one? What will I get from doing that one? And what is the, okay, if I give some medicines and if I pay that particular hospital bill for my parents, then that is a heavy loss for me. So I don't want to do. If you are keeping a price tag on our heart and souls. So Abraham Lincoln says that don't keep a price tag on heart and souls. Help other people free manner. Means without any kind of restrictions. Don't put a price tag. Don't think about any kind of price or the outcomes. Without unconditionally help other people. Keep a price tag on the brain but not on the heart and the soul. Let him have the courage to be impatient. Let him have the patience to be brave. Impatient. Sometimes we have to be impatient about the things that is happening around us. Some injustice things happening around us. And in such a kind of situation, what he has to do? Let him have the patience to be brave. Bravely he has to react. If some kind of injustice is happening around us, then he is saying to his son's teacher that teach my son to bravely respond to such a kind of situation in the society. Teach him to have sublime faith in himself, because then he will always have sublime faith in the mankind, in God. Sublime means total faith. Believe in oneself, then he will have faith in all the people, all the mankind, then God. So, a total faith in oneself or himself and ultimately faith in God. This is the order. Teacher, but see what best you can do. He is such a nice little boy and he is my son. So these all are things he wanted his teacher to teach his son. So you may please once again go through the Abraham Lincoln's letter to his son's teacher, and the questions are given there in your textbook. You find out the answers and later I will provide the answers. Now you may please write your own answers. Thank you. Have a nice day.